One of the most terrifying variants of the Hulk, Maestro embodies brutality and unlimited power. Known as the strongest hero on Earth, he has faced countless foes. However, in an alternate reality, not only does the Hulk survive, but he also rises to become a ruler. This is the world of Maestro. Maestro emerges from Universe 9200, a post-apocalyptic world filled with pain and loss. In this universe, the Hulk is no longer Earth's protector but instead has become a ruthless ruler, governing with an iron fist and showing no mercy. Driven by loss, pain, and unlimited power, the Hulk transforms into Maestro, a cruel and powerful king of a shattered world. Before we delve into the discussion, please consider subscribing to our channel, which greatly helps us out. Don't forget to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Maestro is not only physically powerful but also possesses the sharp intellect of Bruce Banner, making him an unbeatable foe. The combination of unmatched strength and superior intelligence has made Maestro an unstoppable ruler. In battles with other superheroes, Maestro has proven that no one is stronger than him. Those who dared to oppose him were ruthlessly and mercilessly defeated. Maestro is not just a variant of the Hulk, he is a symbol of collapse and destruction, a hero transformed by the world around him into the most feared adversary any superhero could face. But this was just a beautiful dream, an illusion of peace. When the Hulk awakens, he finds himself in a mysterious facility surrounded by advanced technology. The atmosphere is cold and gloomy, starkly different from the joyful life he had just experienced. He is confronted by a force led by an older, more malevolent MODOK. With a voice full of mockery and contempt, MODOK reveals that all of Earth's heroes died in World War III, a nuclear war that devastated the entire world. Betty and the Hulk's son also perished in this cataclysm. This bitter truth strikes deep into the Hulk's soul, causing him immense pain and anger. With a heavy heart and unwavering determination, the Hulk begins his journey through a desolate and ruined America. As he visits iconic landmarks like Mount Rushmore and the Washington Mall, once symbols of American greatness and pride, he confronts painful memories and losses. With each step, the Hulk feels the solitude and unbearable pain of loss. He is determined to find the truth and those responsible for this tragedy. Hulk senses unease as he enters Dystopia, a decaying city that was once New York. The skyscrapers now stand as barren skeletons, symbols of decline. The city is ruled by someone he has yet to meet, but he knows he must face this person. Hulk is stunned to discover that the ruler of this place is Maestro, another version of himself. However, the most horrifying revelation is that Maestro is actually Hercules, an old friend of Hulk. Hercules has become a brutal ruler. While still reeling from this revelation, the Hulk encounters an elderly Rick Jones. Rick has survived the harsh years and collected relics of fallen heroes. He leads Hulk to his eerie museum, housing treasures such as Thor's hammer, Wolverine's skeleton, and Professor X's chair. These artifacts remind Hulk of the immense loss and sacrifices of the heroes. Both men struggle to contain their emotions as they face their painful past. Rick Jones, with eyes full of pain and hope, pleads with Hulk to stand against Hercules. Rick knows only Hulk can defeat this tyrannical ruler and bring hope to the survivors. The confrontation with Maestro, with Hercules, promises to be a dramatic and intense battle, one that will determine the fate of Dystopia and himself. Hulk has no choice but to muster his strength to face Hercules. He begins to build an army of robotic attack dogs and cloned soldiers, each equipped with advanced weapons and absolute loyalty to the Hulk. Over several months, Hulk pours all his strength and intelligence into building this army, preparing for an inevitable war. When the army is ready, Hulk orders them to attack Dystopia, with a clear goal to defeat Hercules and liberate the city from his brutal rule. The battle for Dystopia begins with thunderous explosions and the ground shaking. The robotic attack dogs charge into the fight, and the cloned soldiers battle with courage and unyielding resolve. Hulk charges into the battlefield, confronting Hercules directly. The clash between these two titans is intense, with Hercules wielding the power of a god, landing powerful blows that push Hulk back. Hulk, filled with rage, recalls the fallen heroes, the sacrifices, and the pain he has endured. Hercules delivers a devastating punch, knocking Hulk to the ground, reminiscent of the scene where Loki was crushed in the first Avengers movie. However, this time Hulk is the one facing Hercules' brutality. Despite being beaten down and seemingly outmatched, Hulk refuses to give up. With his body crushed, the banner within Hulk cries out, urging him to rise and continue the fight. Hulk discovers a horrifying truth: vapor, a former member of the UFOs, has transformed into a toxic gas and infiltrated Hercules' body. Vapor's plan is to use Hercules as a puppet to gain absolute control over Dystopia. However, Hulk is not easily defeated. In the climactic battle between the two giants, Hulk uses all his strength and intellect to find a way to eliminate the enemy. Just as Hercules falls, Hulk realizes it's his only chance to destroy Vapor. With a powerful punch, Hulk unleashes a wave of energy that destroys everything around him, including Vapor, who is caught off guard and completely eradicated. Dystopia is liberated, but it is no longer the same. The devastation and scars of battle remain evident. Hulk, with a heavy heart, organizes a funeral pyre for Hercules and the fallen. Although Hercules became a tyrannical ruler, Hulk still remembers his old friend and the good memories they shared. However, not everyone accepts Hulk's leadership. Some dark factions continue to resist him. Hulk has no choice but to use his war dog army to quell the rebellion. The robotic war dogs launch into action, mercilessly eliminating the insurgents. Meanwhile, Deckard, an associate of Rick Jones, has prepared a special weapon created by X-Men's Forge, the only weapon capable of killing Hulk. Filled with anger and a desire to protect Dystopia, Deckard decides to confront Hulk. The unimaginable happens. Hercules, engulfed in flames, returns from the dead as a ghost filled with rage and power, seeking revenge. At the same time, the Minister, Maestro's confidant, unexpectedly betrays him. With a fatal shot from the Hulk-killing weapon, the Minister brings down Hercules, ending Maestro's reign. Determined, Hulk returns to Rick Jones's museum to find a weapon, but he finds only an empty bunker. Anger swells within Hulk as he realizes Dystopia is now under the control of a new leader. Meanwhile, Maestro Hulk, having lost contact with his allies in Connecticut, begins plans to reconnect with them. The situation intensifies when Dr. Doom appears, ready to challenge Maestro Hulk's authority. There's the confrontation between Hulk and Dr. Doom ignites, plunging Dystopia into chaos once again, with both sides clashing with unrelenting power. Amidst the ruins, a mysterious figure declares with authority, "Now I am in charge. Everyone must obey my rule." With cold determination, he mercilessly slaughters all who oppose him, including Maestro. Under Pax's new rule, his first move is to eradicate any heroes who once allied with Hulk. They had previously collaborated with Dr. Doom against Maestro, but now their plans are futile. The Pantheon, former allies of Hulk, plot to attack the facility holding Maestro, hoping to restore him to his original form. However, Maestro captures the leader of the Pantheon in Atlanta, taking them hostage. He demands to know their true intentions, his eyes gleaming with brutality and resolve. The Pantheon finds themselves in peril, as Maestro is willing to do whatever it takes to maintain his power. Dystopia spirals into chaos and violence. Intense battles erupt between factions, high-powered toxic gas floods the cabin, quickly subduing Maestro. Meanwhile, Pantheon members don nose filters for protection. Maestro is restrained in a large tank, and a decision is made: they will separate Maestro's alter ego, Paris, from his psyche. When Maestro awakens at the old Pantheon headquarters, he immediately senses something is wrong. The surroundings are illusions, but the pain and anger are very real. In the hallucination, he witnesses his mother, Rebecca, being killed, sending him into a frenzy. Maestro begins choking Paris in the illusion, an act that causes both to awaken in the real world. In a tense moment, Maestro reverts to Banner's form. But the horror does not end there. Rebecca appears in reality and shoots Banner, killing him. It turns out everything was just an illusion, a terrifying mirage designed to imprison and manipulate Maestro's mind. This psychological battle pushed him to the brink of madness. Maestro was held in a large tank for a long time while Dr. Doom arrived in Dystopia with the intent to seize the throne. Doom believed he could not be worse than Maestro, but he underestimated Maestro's brutality and power. Meanwhile, the members of Pantheon kept Banner's body encased in a block of duranium, a metal as strong as adamantium and vibranium, to prevent any escape. In a hibernation state, Banner underwent psychological therapy sessions with Doc Samson within his mind. Here, Maestro continually attacked Banner's weaker alter egos, encountering loved ones like Betty, Rick, and members of the Avengers. These memories and emotions were used to weaken Maestro's will. The psychological warfare escalated as Maestro broke free from the restraint and slaughtered Atalanta in retaliation. His brutality only increased, showing no signs of abating. Ulysses, a member of Pantheon, decided to take action, launching 2 missile attacks against Maestro. The explosions rocked Dystopia, creating a chaotic and dangerous scene. The sky filled with the roar of blasts and smoke, as the battle between power and cruelty continued to escalate. From a distance, Maestro observed the devastating impact following the deaths of Pantheon members. He felt his power growing and his resolve strengthening. Returning to Dystopia, Maestro found Dr. Doom seated firmly on the throne. A fierce battle between the 2 titans ensued, marked by powerful blows and unrestrained hatred. The clash between them caused minor earthquakes, plunging Dystopia into further chaos. However, after the intense confrontation, Doom and Maestro temporarily halted to negotiate a deal. The two dictators agreed to eliminate any factions that might challenge their power. But just as they reached an agreement, Maestro made a surprising move, poisoning Doom in an attempt to consolidate his power and eliminate his most dangerous rival. However, Doom had prepared beforehand, having taken an antidote before the meal. He looked at Maestro with contempt and laughed coldly, the brutality in his eyes becoming more pronounced. "Did you think I could be fooled so easily?" Doom roared, attacking Maestro with unstoppable force, each blow filled with hatred and absolute power. As the battle reached its peak, Maestro used a powerful electromagnet to tear Doom's armor from his flesh. Just before Maestro could deliver the final blow, Doom managed to retrieve his faceplate, creating a blinding flash of light. This left Dystopia under Maestro's control once again. However, trouble arose from the destruction of the target. In the darkness, an old enemy Abomination returned. The conflict, now known as World War M, became more chaotic than ever. Abomination, a longtime foe of Hulk, could not tolerate Maestro's rule. Determined to destroy this tyrant, he wandered, seeking revenge. Maestro, facing a powerful adversary, was mistaken for Namor, the Submariner. This forced him to defend himself. Abomination, driven by deep hatred, was determined not to let Maestro continue his rule. But Maestro, with superior strength and intellect, threw Dystopia into an endless spiral of chaos. In a dramatic turn, Namor and Abomination temporarily agreed to cooperate to bring down Maestro. They planned an ambush, sending the Human Torch first to ignite a nova flame, turning the city's craters into firestorms. On the Pacific Front, the Human Torch led Maestro to Namor. A battle erupted as Maestro faced off against a giant four-legged squid. Namor, wielding the power of the seas, attacked Maestro, but after a decisive blow, vanished from sight, leaving Maestro suspicious and on guard. Meanwhile, in Maestro's absence, the Minister of Dystopia struggled to maintain order as usual. However, he did not anticipate the strong resistance from Rick Jones and his supporters. In a surprising and aggressive move, they launched an attack and kidnapped the minister, hoping to overthrow Maestro's power from within. The ongoing conflict, betrayal, and vicious schemes continued to put the city in danger. Dr. Doom, now confined to a wheelchair, proposed an alliance with Namor and Abomination. The Human Torch was also called upon to prepare for the battle when Maestro returned to Dystopia. But their plans did not go as smoothly as expected. When Maestro returned, Namor and Abomination sprung their trap. Abomination landed a powerful punch on Maestro's face, but was met with a thunderous retaliation. The battle descended into chaos as Gigantor, a giant beast, appeared, nearly crushing both Abomination and Maestro. In a dire moment, Namor forced Gigantor back into the sea. Surprisingly, Maestro showed a rare act of mercy by rescuing Abomination from drowning. Dystopia descended into chaos as fragile alliances clashed. Despite his brutality, Maestro retained a sliver of humanity. Abomination, honoring part of their agreement, led the group to Castle Doom. There, tensions escalated as Doom unveiled his newly crafted battle armor. However, before Doom could activate his armor, Abomination sent Maestro away. At that moment, Human Torch ignited the Nova Flame, destroying Castle Doom in a massive explosion. Although Castle Doom was obliterated, Dystopia remained under Maestro's rule. He stood amidst the ruins, contemplating his kingdom and what he must do to maintain absolute power. Maestro envisioned a future where he ruled unchallenged. But before he could achieve that, a new enemy appeared: Hulk 2099. This formidable and dangerous adversary was none other than Hulk from an alternate future, possessing a superior physique and brutal strength, arriving on Earth 9200, bringing a new threat. The appearance of Proteus heightened the tension. Joan believed she could get close enough to Maestro to finish him off, but Maestro had allied with the Exiles, including Sabretooth and Spider-Man 2099, to thwart Proteus's attack. Maestro, always ready to deal with any threat, turned against his allies when he felt threatened by one of the powerful princess's blades. The battle became chaotic. Spider-Man 2099 was transformed into a bullet, and Sabretooth was sent into space by Proteus's power. Maestro, using his extraordinary endurance, brutally defeated the Exiles. Despite facing continuous attacks, Maestro stood firm, proving himself a formidable foe. Proteus, undeterred, continued his assaults, hoping to find Maestro's weakness. The battle between Maestro and Proteus reached an intense level, with every strike carrying determination and immense power. Dystopia became a fiery battlefield, with Maestro, the fearsome enemy, trying to recover as the conflict between Captain Marvel and Thanatos reached Earth 9200. This interdimensional adventure pulled Earth 616, including Rick Jones, Marvel, Star Fox, and Spider-Man 2099, into Maestro's world through Thanatos' machinations. Thanatos invited Jones to witness his older self in this universe. While Rick was warmly welcomed, Marvel and Spider-Man were immediately drawn into the battle. Star Fox separated to find Marvel and Spider-Man, clashing with Maestro in a fierce confrontation. Their battle spanned from Maestro's domain to the outskirts of Dystopia, testing not only their strength but also their spirits. Meanwhile, Hulk Banner regained control over himself, with his psychological trauma becoming apparent. Amidst the chaos, Banner discovered a pilot trapped in a volcano. Without hesitation, Hulk rushed to save the person, regardless of the surrounding dangers. The fight between Star Fox, Marvel, Spider-Man, and Maestro was fierce, with powerful attacks and intricate schemes. Meanwhile, Banner, in Hulk form, grappled with painful memories and his brutal instincts as he strove to save both his soul and body in this perilous world. What do you think? I know you must have thoughts and feelings about this. Thanks for watching. That's today's video. We want to know your opinions. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much.